Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and today I'm picking up where I left off in my Disco Elysium game. When we last left off, I just had a nightmare dream sequence, flashback thing, where apparently talking to the loved one that drifted apart from us here. Yeah. I suppose Kuno has anything new to say.
Talk to Kuno?
Yeah, guess nothing new. Guess we're gonna continue puttering around here. See candles planted on a broken rangefinder. Rangefinder, you say? The moth-bitten bedsheet keeps the wind out. Could this be where the bulge races came from? Or are we gonna find something around here? Maybe, who is...
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized.
Great. Alright, sift through them, I guess.
Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic Animal Adventures.
Animal Adventures?
Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp. Light erotica, an international thriller about circuit benders.
Circuit benders? Okay, so there's a magazine about electrical engineering, but most of it is detective stories, digest, classic animal adventures, light erotica, circuit benders.
Been reading shit here. Hooked on the book?
Huh. Kuno notes thoughtfully. Conceptualization. Does anything stand out as unusual? 42%. 42%. +1 for all things communist. Well, let's see if we can get our conceptualization score up a bit. I do believe I have a shirt for conceptualization here somewhere. Oh, and the jacket too. Lounge jacket. There you go. That should do it.
Soft covers, serialized
72%.
fantastique
Let's
and
go.
detective stories. Not that you can tell.
4.
This is a digest of someone who's dead bored. Most of it is for entertainment purposes, fittingly right next to the radiola on the floor.
Once again, rolled a 4, as usual. With this game. Yeah, I was chatting with Diablo Graves the other day. He said that he looked over my recordings and counted how many of each result there were, and 4 does come up a statistically unlikely number of times. I think he said it was something like 21 out of 189 rolls or something like that. Like statistically speaking, with 2 6-sided dice. That means there are 6 times 6 possibilities, 36. So, and 4 is like, okay, it's 1 and 3, or 2 and 2, or 3 and 1. So there are 3 possibilities out of 36. That rounds. It's 1 in 12 chance. It's roughly it's 8.3%, I think it was. And only this was something like 11%. It's like not hugely statistically unlikely. But you know, it's 50% more, almost 50% more than you would expect. Theoretically, probabilistically, I don't know. Anyway, nothing out of the ordinary.
Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. There's a nude mag. More than that, you can't say. The print in some of these is pretty small, though. This person has good eyesight.
Okay then. Well, good eyesight. I mean, if we're considering the possibility that the person hiding out in here was the one that took a sniper shot a kilometer away, then hopefully they have good eyesight. All right. Anything about the chair?
Soft covers,
okay,
serialized fantastic.
Okay, it's considered the same item, I guess. What is up here? Is this a scarf or something? What is this? Army surplus winter scarf. +2 empathy, -1 composure. Okay. And whatever here. Fawn Arrower shirt? +1 hand-eye coordination. Huh, interesting. I'm sure I'll take it, I guess. I think I'm gonna put my I should be able to read what it says. +2 empathy, plight of the underclass. -1 composure, sucks to be poor. This Towie old scarf itches when wrapped around the neck. It has humanitarian aid written all over it, yet you know that thousands all over the Isola are suffering the same fate as you, the fate of uncomfortable army surplus scarves. Let's take these things off. And this found training shirt has seen one wash too many. It retains its unusual design, one sleeve short, the other long. Oh, that would drive me nuts. That's a sensory thing. It's a sensory nightmare for me. Like I see you know, games and shows where they've got characters who have got this particular aesthetic going on, and where like either one arm is covered and the other isn't, or one leg is covered and the other isn't. That's I don't know. That would drive me nuts. I would just feel weird to me. Anyway, little of its original colors. A giant F swooshes across its chest, now in gray. Extra hand-eye coordination, sleeveless aim. Interesting. Cool. My commander jacket back on. In honor of Kim, who wanted me to look more professional. Okay. Yeah, so during the dream sequence, I discovered apparently I can go under here and walk under to the next area. Okay, that's the way out. What's this? Oh, okay. More morale juice, magnesium, money, and more morale juice. What over here? This great blast door must weigh over 10 tons. Rust peels off it. Okay, so I guess... Can I go through that, or...?
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
Okay, so these are lines I can say out loud. What's on the other side, or how do we open this? Presumably we have to find a key, I guess.
Kuno don't know how to pick this lock. This one's military shit.
He looks at the door, then at its bigger brother, then at the lock. Huh. Small metal door nested inside a larger one. I guess it's like a smaller door for people and a larger door for vehicles to come in or something? Or is this where they would offload stuff or something? I mean, this is supposed to be an anti-aircraft gun, right? Or at least a tower emplacement that would have an anti-aircraft gun mounted on it? Or something like that?
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs beneath the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
You're right, we opened the big one. Do you see controls somewhere? Or I find that highly unlikely, or one of the very few doors, perhaps. What? Or sure, you're right, we won't have to open it. Yeah, you're right, we opened the big one. Do you see controls somewhere?
Yeah, the console over there. Yeah, let's get this big shit open.
He points to the southeast, okay. What's on the other side?
Another part of Death Island. Some secret hidden shit Kuno thinks important shit.
Sure, let's hope there's important shit over there. I gotta be honest, I sort of kind of ready for the game to be over at this point. I mean, hatches jammed shut. I mean, not that I'm not enjoying the game or anything. It's just that after the seemingly climactic battle, I thought we were going to get, okay, denouement, wrap this up, and we can start again, and we'll try a different build. You know, like the fact that Kim got shot was kind of a downer moment, and I'm like, well, crap, you know. uh, I guess I screwed that up. Let's start again, you know? And it's like, oh, it's still going on. Okay. um, what's there left to do? You know, it's kind of like it's kind of like we were trying to avert a bloodbath, and then the bloodbath happened, and then it's like this feels like solving the case after that feels a little anticlimactic, you know. Not that I'm knocking the game's design or anything. I mean, it's neat that the story can go in all kinds of wildly different ways. Like you can avert the bloodbath or not, I guess. You know. Anyway, water rushes below, far down below. Okay, so looks like there's another room this way, or maybe this leads outside. We want to go out there. Well, I mean, we just talked about opening the blast door. You know what? Oh, what's this? Oh, more morale juice and more money. Yeah, let's just take a peek out here, I guess. More words in skill tracker. Yeah, I mean, plus, like, I've got a number of other games lined up that I want to play. Most notably, The Long Dark has a new version out that I have yet to try. Firing slit, you can't see inside. Yeah, and I've seen lots of other streamers playing the new version of The Long Dark, and I wanted to get back to that. Must have been a direct hit to take out such a huge chunk. Yeah, no kidding. Can I zoom out? Here we go. Anything to be seen here? I went out here during the dream sequence. Distant sound of cargo ships. Signal horns echo on the water. I'm guessing I can't walk on the water this time, like in the dream. What's my objective here say? Let's just say open the blast door. Large blast door blocks your path forward. You have to get it open, maybe from the console if there's a button. Yeah, maybe I should have checked the console first. I just sort of figure on balance, it probably makes sense to take a look at what's immediately available before pushing buttons. Ice cracks under your feet, be careful not to fall through. They wouldn't design it so I can fall through, would they? Maybe I shouldn't count on that. But yeah, I want to finish this game before I go to other games, because I've got at this point I have a history of failing to finish games and then moving on to the next one, because I haven't finished that Grounded game I was playing. I haven't.
A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea.
Oh.
Leave it all and walk in.
But it's cold. Or why? Or raise your sight. But it's cold.
Yes, cold and still. But love is warm, like the inside of her mouth.
Yes, please, or no, 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 no. No, 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 I guess. I mean, he's still feeling the pain of that remembrance, I guess.
Yes, 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 yes.
Hmm.
No, we're not starting with that. Not now, not this time. This thought is over.
Why?
Perhaps there's someone there, under the water, waiting for you, where it has always been. Smelling of tutti frutti and betrayal.
Raise your sight?
In the rain mirror of the bay, you see Martinez reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Pine trees and motor lorries, upside down.
Yeah, I mean, basically he's saying he's, I mean, he's feeling suicidal. basically just he's just not. It isn't a clear indication of how long ago that breakup occurred, but clearly he's never gotten over it. I mean, he was talking about shooting himself while he was drunk as well. So
Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. Go, step in. It's been too long.
he pronounced it islets. Anyway, shake your head. The winch is broken. Rust has eaten what remains of the chain. Can I step into the water? Ah, well, let me step in the water. Can I get through here? Doesn't look like it. It isn't changing to the little "you can walk here" icon. Okay, I guess this is a dead end. Fair enough. Okay, there really wasn't much of anything here, was there? Or wait, maybe there's something up here? Anyway, as I said, oh, hold on. Oh, thought. Pain in your pelvis makes you wince, then you continue. Oh dear. I'm trying to keep walking instead of running. The inside of the fortress, you make out the console and the blast door. It's just a big old hole in the wall. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to get to the Long Dark when I finish this. I also wouldn't mind playing. So I was watching people play like Terraria and Subnautica, and I was like, darn it, now I feel like playing those games. Yeah, I would like to finish the Grounded game at some point, which I kind of took a break from and then kind of forgot about. The Darkest Dungeon game that I was playing, I'll probably just forget about that one, but plenty of other games I'd like to get to. Anyway. Weathered artillery map showing coordinates in the Bay of Revachol. Old medicine cabinet nearly stocked with Druum. Wait, nearly stocked? So there's health juice in there? Oh, nifty. Plus 3 health? Cool. Guess I didn't need to buy that stuff that I got. Oh well. Is this preparing me for something here?
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits like 2 eyes in the wall.
Well. Were these used recently, though? Like maybe 2 weeks ago? Because we're in day 7 at this point. And day 7 was when the shooting was already a week previously. Anyway, shooting / hanging.
This is B Triple Prime on the island. A nest.
There you go. Inspect the mattress.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stain on the cover, along with cigarette burns.
Fuel stain, you say? Cigarette burns.
And an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts.
Well, then it's not empty, is it? Pick one out of the can? Sure.
The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand, Tio Morteri.
Okay. Inspect the wall.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window.
Look through the hole in the concrete or touch the concrete first. Interesting that it gives me that choice. Touch the... No, let's look. No, let's touch it first.
Quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain.
Okay, now look through the hole in the concrete.
The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water. The ruins look familiar.
Is there a clear shot to the room in Whirling in Rags, though? Classy's apartment. on the left?
A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire.
Oof.
Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Gislain, 33A and 33B.
Yes, Rue de Saint-Gislain, that's where the that's where Whirling in Rags is located. Is 33A and B? Is that the address?
The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the Whirling in Rags, Rue de Saint-Gislain, 10, the doomed commercial area.
There you go. And between the two,
the box-shaped silhouette of the Whirling in Rags, you see a small fleck of white on the rooftop, the upstairs window of Clausia's room, in the rain, reflecting light.
mother effer, or there it is, or I can't be 100% certain, but yeah, let's go with, I mean, kudos here, let's go with the swearing option.
Motherfucker, you see in the window or not?
He sounds excited.
More than that.
Hey, I see a challenging check here. Anyway, go with a pair of binoculars, I'd be able to see inside the roof, or yes, there's an opening between 33A and 10, I can see to the roof. Go with a pair of binoculars. I wonder if Kuno can provide binoculars. Or something. A pair of binoculars I would be able to see inside the room.
Kuno fucking knew it. This is a sniper's nest, right? Fucking assassin action. Kuno barely understands what's happening, but he likes the shit out of it.
Could the shooter still be ... here? For all we know, the shooter was the either Root or DePaul. You know, like one of the two that Cornell folks. I don't feel like we've ruled out the possibility that the Cornell folks just killed one of their own to you know, to help incite the bloodbath there. I just don't know the motive. Like, again, they're taking a shot from a kilometer away. There has to be, they have to have some kind of military training. Anyway, could the shooter still be here?
Where?
Kuno looks around the small compartment-sized room. And Martinez on this island, right here. I'm thinking on this island. I'm guessing what he means. I mean, we haven't figured out who that fire guy is that the kids alluded to.
Right fucking on.
He stops, a shudder.
He feels uncomfortable suddenly.
Let's get a move on. We're out in the open here.
Heh. Turn away. But, like, are there bullet traces? I don't know. Bullet casings, a sign that a shot was taken here recently. Isn't that what we're looking for here? Is there anything else to be found or seen
There's a
here?
rain-soaked mattress. This is B triple prime on the island. A nest.
Okay, just turn away. I guess it's the same as just before. What have we here? LUM fuel canister? What kind of fuel are we talking about here? Item gained LUM fuel canister. There's still some fuel in this battered canister, a liter or two. The metal looks decades old. The logo of the automotive manufacturer LUM has faded on the side. Okay. So it sells for 48 real. 48 and 86 septims. Or centims. Septims. That's like Elder Scrolls currency. So I got a level up. I can upgrade something if I want. Huh, okay. Alright. I don't think I can get anywhere else around here. It's, yeah, let's go, open the blast doors, Hal. I mean, let's go open those blast doors, I guess. If we can. I mean, it's entirely possible that it's about to tell me, oh, this thing's out of fuel, and I need the fuel canister that I just picked up. Like, yeah, I come to think of it, yeah, it did say the generator needed fuel, right?
Green paint flicks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard.
Run your fingers across the keyboard?
The keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been functional in decades.
What is this then?
Old hardware from the big power box upstairs. Circuit bender shit. Military grade.
Points to the wires running into the machine. Could this open the blast door?
Kuno isn't a machine meister. Agent ouvert. Alluma. Radio diffusé. Yeah, why the fuck not?
Let's use the dials. Emergency open. Allumé, radio diffusé.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as a radio computer.
Yeah, the Allumé light interior and slide radio dial. Emergency open.
Kuno's gonna stop you right there. This ain't gonna work. Not without the juice. You gotta fuel that shit if you want it to work. Let's look outside, maybe.
Please have return the generator. Yeah. Why don't I get on that? I see what you're doing, dev team. You want me to go out there and find the sniper's nest before I go opening the blast door.
This old cylindrical generator waits with its fuel cap open.
Poor fuel.
Makeshift electrical wiring runs out of its side and across. The boy helps you out, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. Kuno flicks the switch.
Pull the rope.
The recoil start wakes the old generator up instantly. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
We're in. We're doing this.
He says over the sputter. Alright. Let's heckin' go. Of course, before I open the door, as part of the Jamrock shuffle, I might as well try the other controls first.
Golden glow and
Ah, shit! It's on! Turn emergency, open!
Oh, let's turn the lights on first.
the lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle, a dim ambient orange.
Slide radio dial?
The dial slides under the dusty glass, dark and silent, despite the power being on. You make out defunct stations on the UKV frequency. The words, failed insula, are written on the band.
Whoa! Told ya! Military mega grade. Also like 400 years old, I think. 1,000?
Turn emergency open.
The door comes screeching to a halt. Behind it, you see a hole in the concrete wall, where light shines in.
Cool. Nifty. He's going to third one. Okay. All right.
A sudden wave of anxiety makes your skin crawl.
Oh yeah.
Fucking right!
Kuno points to the opening. What's there? Let's go. Or there was something I need to do with this console first. What's there?
Kuno doesn't know, but Kuno wants to know.
Okay. Something to do with the console
Why?
first?
The door is open. We can just fuck on now.
Yeah. Kind of wondered if turning the light on would, I don't know, make something else visible. I kind of half wonder if this is the kind of thing where turning the lights on maybe makes the radio not work properly. Like maybe I can only have one on at a time. I don't know. Well, guess we're heading out. Can I go through here? No? Can't get up here? Can you zoom out? What have we here? Rubber dinghy. It's deflated and broken. What have we here? Small white flowers blossom all around you. Those mayflowers that we saw earlier. And hey, what have we here? Should I don't know, dress for the occasion? I don't even know what clothing items would benefit me the most. Let's just go. Maybe I'll save it. Why the heck not? I should probably be saving it from time to time regardless, just in case stuff goes wrong again.
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth.
If this is the guy who said, no, don't start any fires over here, it's curious that he's got a fire going here.
Then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours, unclouded by cataracts. His eyesight is sharp.
Sure.
He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
Tearing up from spite? Might have read that as tearing up from spite? Perhaps? Anyway, are you the fire guy, or you've retained your eyesight, or did you close the blast door, or nice gun you got there, or sir, I need you to put down that gun so we can talk further, we're with the police. We're with the police, like Yakuto and I, this 12-year-old kid, and I. Why did we bring Kuno along? I don't know, just for the content, I suppose. With the police, you can keep the gun, but keep it down, not one move. Or, sorry for disturbing you, goodbye. Do you get from spite? Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything. That's the result of the empathy check? I mean, the fact that perception check drew attention to his eyesight seems to be suggesting that he's the one that took the shot or something? Or a shot? I don't know. Shall we start conversational? Or, I mean, we got lots of options. The ones that say proceed are usually the ones that move on, and it's better to choose the ones that don't say proceed first, so we can get more content and possibly more experience. So let's start with nice gun you got there, I guess.
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it gets the job done.
He shrugs. Is that a Bell McGrath, or what make of rifle is that? Is that a Bell McGrath?
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Yeah, where did the Bell McGrath come up before? Wasn't that the rifle that I can't bring up my inventory now. The rifle that we found in the Doom commercial area. Anyway.
Whoa! Massive gun!
Kuna looks at the weapon.
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
That's the rifle. Are you the fire guy? The Sin Yao commune?
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, white from the ball.
His gaze turns inward. Brothers in the Sin Yao commune. I don't think we've heard the phrase Sin Yao commune before. You refers to them as brothers, though? Is this left over from the revolution? Is this, were these people that assisted them during the revolution? Anyway, did you close the blast door?
I did. And you opened it. How?
He breathes out with a wheeze. I feel the generator, then use the console. How'd you know I was coming? Well, have we established that he knew we were coming? Let's go with I feel the generator, then use the console.
I should have burned that console down.
He shakes his head. How'd you know I was coming? What? He hasn't said anything that implied that he knew I was coming. But whatever.
Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
He gestures north. Okay.
I told you not to play shitty rock.
Kudo was encouraging rock earlier. That's funny. But yeah, we did have the boombox set up on the boat on the way in. Whatever. Anyway, you didn't say that, Kudo. You weren't even on the boat, or it was not rock and roll. It was sad FM, or it was not reactionary. It was cool, or say nothing. You go with, it was not rock and roll. It was sad FM. I mean,
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic, counter-revolutionary dirges. Sadness is a mental illness, a weapon of the bourgeoisie. The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate, hip-gyrating, mental illness music.
Use of the word degenerate in connection with fascists. It's talking about or complaining about degeneracy is frequently linked to like Nazi stuff. Anyway, are you the fire guy? Is he gonna even know what that means? It's some nickname the kids gave him.
The what now? I can't hear you.
He cups his ear. Did you recently tell 2 kids to put out their fire, 2 twins? Or I could just say nothing. Should we implicate the kids here? I mean, the fact that it's giving me a choice here kind of makes me wonder if, maybe it's better not to bring the kids into it. Maybe it's going to cause trouble for them. Nah, I'm going to go for it though.
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position.
Give up the position?
The position sounds like a hiding place.
I think he's talking about it in like military terms, like give up the position of our of our troop movements kind of thing.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up.
Yeah, they're like 6 or something. Why would they be talking like grown-ups anyway? You've retained your eyesight?
My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
Clears his throat.
A shudder of disgust passes his right side. His left side remains motionless.
A shadow discussed past his right side, his left side remains motionless? Hmm? Is he having some kind of neurological issue or something that's only affecting one side? Okay, so do I tell him to put the gun down, or just say keep the gun but just keep it down? I mean, I'm tempted to just, like, okay, the game doesn't always show actions on the screen. Like it'll say so and so does such and such, but doesn't like actually animate it. I kind of wonder if is he supposed to be pointing the gun at us? Like he looks like he's just holding it off to the side, pointing it in the air. You know. Like he doesn't look like he's trying to be threatening with it or anything. But whatever. I'll tell him to keep the gun, I guess.
The fuck?
Kuno's like you just shat yourself.
No fucking way. Not on Kuno's life.
He mumbles with his finger pointing at the deserter through his jacket pocket. The kid turns to the old man.
Officer Kuno's got his Keel 89 pointed at your fucking head, and he is gonna blow it clean off if you don't drop your weapon right now.
Oh, Kuno. What are you doing, Kuno? Don't threaten the guy with a gun. His pointed fingers moving inside his pocket. He's doing the thing where his hand is in his pocket and he's pretending there's a gun in there. Oh boy.
Even with the intensity he's putting in those words and the fidgeting in his pocket, the kid is unconvincing.
Unconvincing. Mm-hmm.
Disarmed by a kid. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway.
He smiles to himself.
It's out of bullets.
The old man lays the rifle down carelessly, then looks at it lying there.
He stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without a sound. A strange sadness, like a song.
What did you say? Or let it be? I mean, oh, do I still have I still have Conceptualization 13. I guess I still have the conceptualization shirt on. Anyway, what did you say? I just let it be, I guess.
The old man pulls back the hood of his plastic cape and looks up into the sky.
Those words the future teaches you? Hmm? Oh, sorry, wrinkled mouth moving without a sound, strange sounds. I was right. I didn't clue into the fact that the what did you say was referring to his mouth moving, not to what he said. Those words the future teaches you, or pick up the gun lying in the sand, or who are you, or what have you been using this gun for, or that's it for now. Now, old man, stay put. Those words the future teaches you. ...
Real music. Real proletkult. That's la Revacholière, not your rock and roll misanthropy. Chanson de soldat for the black and whites.
Chanson de soldat, song of the soldier.
You need to address that remark.
I'm not a misanthrope, I'm a half-dead police officer who's just doing his job, or what is a Revacholière, or understood. Okay, authority wants me to address it. Doesn't necessarily mean I have to. This late stage of the game, I've kind of figured that these voices don't always give good advice. But, yeah, have to police officers just doing his job? Let's go with that, I guess.
The job of a shitlicker.
Lovely. Um, what is La Revacholière? I mean, from context, I'm assuming it's I mean, he's talking about real music, like he's like Song of the Soldier, like Song of the Revolutionaries, presumably. He's I'm guessing he's someone who resents the fact that the coalition bombed the hell out of them. Anyway, what is La Vacholière?
It is the anthem of the world revolution. One of 3.
His eyes remained fixed on the sky.
In Grad, they sang brave children, favorites of history. And in Sinyao, it was some Samaran shit, I guess.
He struggles to remember, then gives up. How does it go, the song? Or I think you're clearing it up. How does it go, the song?
How did it go?
He looks at his gun on the ground and shakes his head slowly.
Something about shooting rabbits. I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's gone now.
He waves erratically with his hand, annoyed that he can't remember. A little tremor passes through him. It was dear to him. He resents forgetting it.
So I can pick up the gun, or I can ask who he is. Hope he doesn't come for. Let's say, who are you?
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol.
He looks across the water, then back at you. Yosef Ilanovich Dross. Okay, yeah. So he was one of the soldiers who would have been working the anti-aircraft gun then, when it got bombed out, I guess. Kind of wonder if he knew René. I mean, René is gone now, so I mean, if he is, you know, an embittered old war vet who, you know, remembers the glory days of the revolution before the coalition crushed them, you know, maybe that could be in itself the motive to go after, to take a shot at the merc that he saw across the water there. And hey, Ivysaur's here. Welcome to the stream. Oh, I finally made it here. Yes, we are on the islet or islet, depending how you want to pronounce it.
I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
His eyes turn to the reeds again, dead and dull. Deserter? Okay, wait. Is he actually a deserter then? But he, like he was talking about it being, you know, working in the anti-aircraft division. I sort of assumed that he was one of the soldiers who's defeated here. Anyway.
Wait! Like the fucking ancient army?
He turns to you, mouth open. You're a holdover from the ICM, the Insulindian Citizens Militia. Did we ever actually learn that that acronym? So, there's an earlier scene where we were expressing confusion about that acronym.
Yes. Recruited from Jamrock in 07. Trained in the École de Contrôle Ariane. Consigned to emergency defense duties in 08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed, and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
Okay. So he did desert his cause the day before the attack on the island. I mean, that might cause some guilt if he believes in the cause. Anyway, how long have you been on this island?
43 years.
Phew.
No. I've been on other islands too.
He looks into the fire. A wisp of smoke rises from somewhere between the charred logs.
I was in a resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
Resurrection. I don't think we've heard. He's on Resurrection. It sounds like the name of a place. Turn it into a spa. A nameless sound till the sea washed over it. E48? On E48? Is that designation for an island or something? Came back here. That was 22 years ago. So he's just been hanging out on this island for 22 years? Like, is he, and is he seriously the guy who took the shot at Laylee? Anyway, again, you've been hiding here for 43 years, or you said you deserted your unit, or what is this place, this island, or how have you survived all this time? Yeah, that's what I'd be wondering. How have you concealed yourself all these years? Or you said this is your termless surrender, or so you're a communist soldier from the communist army? Let's start with how have you survived all this time?
How does anyone survive? I steal.
He looks at his worn running shoes. What do you steal?
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's the life of a dog, not a human being.
He coughs once more, then puts his hand on his belly. How's your health?
I've been throwing up blood since winter.
Yeesh.
Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stool, too.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Possible signs of cancer? Or, well, any number of ailments, really. But, yeah, I don't know, some kind of digestive tract issues.
He does seem frail, gaunt for his age, more like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Kuno's dad has this shit. Wine belly. The cops can take care of this, right? Medicine shit. With, like, facilities.
The kid looks at you. Yes, it may be serious, cancer even. The police can give you medical services. You need to be looked over. Or, that's what you get stealing things. What's this judgmental comment here? Let's go. No, this... Yeah, it could be cancer. Please give you medical services. Need to be looked over. I mean... the way things have been going, would we even... Can we even get in touch with the police? I mean... Previously, we contacted them via Kim's radio. We don't have access to that now. But, I'll say the line anyway, I guess.
I need to die.
I had a feeling.
You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
A droll smile stretches across his mouth. Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling he's going to turn me down anyway. We have Dramamine and other opioid-based painkillers. You must be in pain. Oh, I've got a stack of them here, yeah. I mean, we found some lying around here for that matter. We probably already had it. It's a serious situation. You need to be looked over and we can do it. Or how have you coped mentally? Or thank you for clearing that up. Offer him Dramamine, I guess.
I have been running out of that stuff.
A light goes on in his eyes. He smacks his dry lips. How have you coped mentally?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of...
His eyes roll into his skull and back.
I don't even know what. Inferno?
Nod appreciatively. I also live in hell. Or, I also have holes in my brain. Point to your head. Or, you notice that the adolescent at your side is about to say something? I mean, like, these two comments here sort of feel like he's trying to empathize with the guy, but I don't think you can claim to know what he's been through. Like, he deserted the cause that he believed in, and then presumably all his buddies died the next day. And he's just been a hobo ever since for 43 years. He's probably in a very depressed state where he's ready to die any whenever. So yeah, can't really. You can empathize with that to a degree, sure, but it's like can't really say you know what it's like. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna go with you. Notice the adolescent at your side is about to say something. Sure, let's go with it, give that a whirl.
Kuno could do this shit. Live all alone like this. Kuno could hack it.
Thanks, Kuno.
Good, Kuno. Be that. I saw the traitors of this city turn the lights back on. More and more each year. Ruins glittering in the dark. Like a fucking merry-go-round.
He nods toward Martinez.
It's disgusting.
He looks down at his shoes, his face parched from the sun and the wind. There's a wince of pain in there somewhere.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
Well, I mean, life goes on. They have to go on with their lives somehow. It's like after they've been defeated, what are they going to do? Keep fighting to the death? I mean, he sure didn't. Anyway, you said this is your termless surrender?
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol.
I'm not coalition appointed. I just try to help people, or that's right. I'm with the good guys, or we enforce the law. We keep these animals from killing each other. Animals? Don't know if you want to put them down like that. I know what it looks like, but I have secret plans to turn the RCM into a Masovian revolutionary unit. I mean, if you want to go with the full communist route in the game, maybe I'll do another run where I go communist all the way. Probably not going to go with that today. I'm with the RCM. Let's leave it at that. Coalition appointed mob. Is the RCM appointed by the coalition? I mean, Kim identified. There was a line early on when Kim talked about the RCM, and there was a choice. You could say, oh, it was we were appointed by the government, or oh, we were appointed by the people. It's it's one of those moral choice moments. Like Kim says, it's in dispute whether it's the will of the citizenry or not. I'm tempted to go with the I just try to help people option.
You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International,
Yeah.
the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, the Parti Communiste dans le Monde.
Yeah, he's got the all the cops are bastards mindset. like yeah, you say you're here to help people, but really you're here to enforce the will of the moral intern and so on. He stares at you coldly. Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
His hand shakes and he breaks into a coughing fit. Take him as a prisoner. Like what would we even be arresting him for here? I mean, we haven't confirmed that he's the one that took the shot.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
You never signed the Revacholian Instrument of Surrender? Or before that, tell me ... Is that what Rene said? Okay, well, yeah, you never signed the Revacholian Instrument of Surrender, I guess? I'll go with that.
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive. I answer to the Communist Party.
Is that why you've been here for 43 years? Because the party didn't surrender?
he just wipes the blood from his chin.
Another moral choice moment. Honorable, or that's insane, or understood. It's like, I can like commend him, or I can insult him, or I can just go with the neutral option. I mean, if I'm going full communist route, then the honorable is probably the right thing to say, but I'm kind of leaning towards the neutral option. Maybe that's the more boring one. I mean, I have a feeling the game gets more interesting if you like fully commit to one side. Probably get more interesting results. But I'm going neutral, I think, this time.
I don't think you did. You live in a delusion. Radio shows, speed racing, and sporting goods. It's not real.
He stares at the fire pit. Okay. So you said you deserted your unit.
I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too.
Lapse of faith, or understood? Lapse of faith?
You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second, I doubted the irreducible laws of historic materialism. A second is all it took.
For what?
For reaction to take hold.
What's reaction? Yeah, he's using that word like reaction and reactionaries a lot. I have a feeling he's not using it in the same way I think of the word. What's reaction? Or it wasn't reaction, you were just afraid? Or yes, we all have a tiny bourgeois person in us trying to run away. Or, and when was this exactly? Let's start with what's reaction.
Petty bourgeois terror. It's in all men.
harmed him? Did it just say it wasn't reaction, you were just afraid?
It's the same thing. You haven't seen it. Not really. Not naked. It's impossible not to be afraid.
And when was this exactly?
May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships. Their petroleum rose to the sky, and it looked like it formed the clouds. Storm clouds. When they started shelling, it was dark magic.
No, I mean that establishes the timeline for the revolution, or at least when the revolution ended. Dark magic.
The combined might of international capital. All at once. All the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol. It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts. We were in the Flak Tower.
He gestures toward it.
Huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the commune would fall. We would all be turned into ash. So I said I was going to the map room.
He looks east.
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame and smallness of what he became.
Yeah, survivor's guilt. You didn't go to the map room. Yeah.
No. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers there, like the weakest of the weak. A mouse, frightened of the ordnance all night, and the sound of the rotors in the morning, whirring.
He looks at the sky. The rotors in the morning? They're talking about a helicopter? Or helicopters? Or are you talking about the rotors on planes? I don't know. Anyway.
Airships. Multi-rotored airships used in the landing.
Yeah, he uses the phrase airships a lot, or the word airships a lot in this. I mean, the description of the warship Archer kind of reminded me of like a giant blimp or something. Anyway, airships?
Aerostatics. The landing had started. I climbed out into hell. There were ships all above, hissing, whirling, and men pouring out. The chain was submerged, so I had to swim back. The fortress was half submerged too, shattered. They'd all drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without ideological direction. It was real. I'd seen it. I'd seen it in reality.
He opens his eyes and stares right through you.
Some kind of great terror. Worse than you've ever seen.
Seen what?
The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love. All the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed.
The mask of humanity fall from capital. Basically saying that capitalists or supporters of capitalism only pretend to be human. Anyway,
And then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know.
Silent for a second. What?
That the bourgeois are not human.
You've lost your mind, or I've always suspected the same, or that's definitely enough now, or I can just say nothing and let him finish. Again, I can criticize him, or I can agree with him, or I can cut him off, or I can just let him continue. I'm tempted to just let him continue. More content. Without taking sides. Woo, boring neutral options.
I had to. I had to fight it. I had to never stop.
The old man falls silent. His black eyes keep piercing your skin as he looks to some great distance behind you, shaking his head slowly, retreating from it. What is this place, this island? I mean, it's very basic at this point. We've established it's the site of the anti-aircraft guns. But let's pick it anyway, I guess.
It's not an island, Dwat. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
What's the use of the word drot here? That means right. It's not an island drot. I mean the structure there, having a comma followed by the word makes it seem like he's calling me drot, which if he means that as some kind of insult or something, it's a weird word to use as an insult. The French word for right. You'd think he'd use gauche, which is the French word for left, which is frequently used to mean bad, like, oh, how gauche. I mean, historically, regardless of language, right has typically been used in connection with goodness, and left being used with in connection with badness. Like left-handed people are seen as the sinister ones, stuff like that. It's like using language, like saying if someone is correct, you say they're right. If someone is being excluded, you say they are left out. Things like that. It's sort of coded into the language in a lot of ways. That left is associated with bad things and right is associated with good things. So the use of the word droit here is curious. Anyway, defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol, and I'm its last surviving defender. What was it used for?
The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing, against the whole world.
You mean the landing, retaking of Revachol?
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it...
They called it ...
Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
First, I'm not one of them, or coalition military. Someone who's come to end this madness? Murderers, I know what you mean, or tell me something else. Should we continue to try to assure him that we're not one of them? I don't know if it makes a difference at this point. Who speaks like that? Coalition military, I guess.
Iblis.
We got a morale heal from that? He shakes his head and says, Iblis. Iblis, or understood, Iblis? Why did I get a morale heal from that? Was that one of the, Kingdom? The moralist dialogue options heal plus morale. Okay. I guess that was the moralist option? Yeah, I don't know what Iblis means. Is this a term I was supposed to learn earlier? Maybe if I'd succeeded in that role. There was that one, I think it was a composure role, when talking to Renee, which I failed a couple times and then never succeeded and never figured out what his deal was. Maybe I could have gotten more information from him about terms like this. I'm going to say Iblis question mark?
The black-eyed angel.
He nods.
Shaitan Ahura, the darkened one.
Oh hey, I only passed this check because I had the conceptualization shirt on. Shaitan Ahura, the darkened one? Okay. How have you concealed yourself all these years?
It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
Oof. Shakes his head, he closes his eyes. What was it like? It sounds like a traumatic memory. I don't know if we want to ask about that, but let's... content. What was it like?
What was it like? There was hope. A little hope. They needed to snuff it out. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course, those fucking kips had Krasmasov coursing in their veins.
And he's still referring to them as a racial slur, even though he's saying they're on his side?
And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequency's dead.
He shakes his head. How'd you get between here and the mainland?
At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
Nods toward the delayed tire in the reeds. Dinghy. Okay, so in the city you move underground. Yeah. Periodically there were references, like, I mean, among all the things you can click on and to look at, there was an indication, like, it occasionally draw attention to the sewers, and I kind of wondered, is that somewhere I'm going to go at some point? Anyway, so in the city you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide.
Yeah.
They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted.
He falls silent, his gaze fixed on the shacks huddled together across the water. Yeah, I mean, the war was some 40-something years earlier, so yeah, like you said, he doesn't actually need to hide anymore. But I get the definite feeling he feels some shame in you know, concealing the fact that he was one of the revolutionaries. Yeah. Kind of half wonder if it might have been, if I'd played this differently, if it might have been possible for me to get him in touch with Rene. I mean, they probably could have commiserated about the old days. Oh well. Why don't you just walk there? The weapons cache under Sankazane 22B. Point to it. In the basement. Have you been there? As in, that's where we found the rifle. Or there's a small bunker under the Feld building. Have you stayed there? Ooh. Interesting question. Or tell me another thing. Yeah, I haven't asked him if he took the shot yet. Yeah, that's about the Fell building. It's closer.
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Got experience for asking that. Propaganda bunker.
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys.
Oof. Buried them with their leaflets. Okay. They killed themselves?
A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins on the ground.
He stares at the ruins of the Fell building. Yeah, I can imagine that after finding two dead kids there. I mean, he says 2 young boys. Presumably, we're talking about like teenage conscripts or something. I can imagine he wouldn't want to stick around there. So what about the weapons cache under Sankazane 22B in the basement? Have you been there?
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Belma Graves, right?
Let's see, then pulls the raincoat tight around his neck. They were damaged beyond use. I mean, I'm sort of wondering, like, how much should we be telling him here? I mean, like, he's sort of sounding like he's on his way out here. Is he still gonna have a part to play in this story? Let's go with they were damaged beyond use, I guess.
I know.
So you've been there.
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
Is that so? I mean, the ones that we found didn't. Is that suggesting that he used them?
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
So why don't you just walk there?
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without ideals are only animals.
He does not want to see life moving on.
Yeah.
People forgetting, drinking, laughing.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah. Like, he could have moved back on, move on with his life and tried to get back to living, but I guess he's just been living with his survivor's guilt of like he's the last survivor after all his buddies got either bombed or I mean, he indicated that he well, either watched them get killed from afar, or he came back and found the aftermath of it. He probably feels like he's got nothing unless he holds on to his beliefs, his ideology. Like he probably, he feels regret and guilt about giving up his or turning his back on his friends so that he could. Yeah, I don't know. It's just he's just got a whole lifetime of bitterness behind him here, I guess. Anyway, some of it like a lot of it directed at the coalition, and some of it directed at himself. He probably feels like if he goes on living and tries to enjoy life, it's like he feels like he's disrespecting the memory of his comrades, who all died fighting while he abandoned them. Anyway, okay, tell me another thing. Conclude.
The old man looks across the water at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
So again, you've been hiding here for 43 years.
43 years and 10 months.
That's insane, or that's steadfast, or I don't even know what that is. I mean, we kind of established that Harry is like somewhere around 50 or 60, so he would have been like young but alive at the time that the revolution is happening. That's insane. That's steadfast. I don't even know what that is. Again, it's like insult him or compliment him, or I guess this is the neutral option that we're getting this time. Maybe we'll compliment him this time. That's steadfast.
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
Grimace is clearly in pain.
He just couldn't.
Yeah. You couldn't give up?
He nods, but he can now.
What have you been doing all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
He looks across the water.
2 police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects giant letters across the plaza mosaic in dark red government marked heavy fuel oil.
Jean-Vic Mayer, that's the guy in the blonde wig, right? 2 police officers? Is the other one the lady who was accompanying him? Or perhaps the other guy with the thing that we never found any details about?
Patrol officer Judith Minot
There she is.
points west. The fishing village. She glances at her watch. We meet in 15 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, like I half wondered, like momentarily half wondered, like is this is he remembering their original arrival at the Whirling Rags? But no, it says giant letters in dark red on the plaza mosaics, which means that they're looking at Cindy the Skull's artwork. So I guess this is Harry's like sixth sense. He's detecting them, what they're doing right now. We meet in 15 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk, which implies that they're splitting up. Okay.
The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smelling of petroleum. One day, it says, I will return to your side.
Un jour, je serai... What was it? Je serai de retour près de... Was it Près de who? Près de... I don't know, something like that. Anyway, moving on.
Always waiting.
The old man turns his eyes from the shore and back to you. Always waiting. I'm sort of presuming he means waiting for death. For what?
For her to return.
For her to return? Her who?
Girl child revolution.
Girl child revolution? Or I'm afraid she's gone? Or she better come. I too have given my life to Soviet socioeconomics. Or I dare not dream anymore. Or nothing in history is guaranteed, but revolution is still a possibility. I mean, girl child revolution. I mean, when he said her, the thought crossed my mind. He couldn't be referring to like Dolores Day, would he? I mean, she's the. I mean, she's sort of in charge of like conquering armies, or at least direct them to some degree. Doesn't seem like someone revolutionary would look to. But I don't know. Girl child revolution? Question mark.
Always.
Okay, got another choice. I can say I'm afraid she's gone. I can make two give my life to the economics. I dare not dream anymore, or nothing history is guaranteed, but revolution is still a possibility. So, I mean, you know, communist option here, or I can be a downer and say, you know, she's gone, or dare not dream anywhere else. So a bit of a downer response. It depends on how much we believe in the possibility of revolution. I mean, because I'm kind of leaning towards nothing in history is guaranteed. Revolution is still a possibility. Let's go with that, I guess.
No. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves.
Blinks his black eyes.
The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I get the definite feeling like he's still holding on to the cause while also believing that there's just no hope of revolution being ignited again.
So that's why he's the deserter.
Once a deserter, always a deserter. Don't say it. I mean, once a deserter, always a deserter. That feels mean. I think I don't want to say that. I'm gonna say don't say it. I mean, like if I was gonna say that, what would be the purpose? To make him feel bad about not continuing to fight for his cause? We haven't ruled out the possibility that he's the shooter. Anyway, I'm gonna say don't say it.
What can I do?
The old man suddenly looks around, suddenly confused. So you're a communist soldier from the Communist Army, or I have another serious question for you. I mean, we've pretty well established he's a communist soldier from the Communist Army. This feels a bit redundant, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's the last question on this list for me to ask.
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
Yeah, fair enough. But you said you were trained and assigned to the Defense Corps.
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
Okay. Well, wait, what does a political commissar do? Or that means you're a trained communist, right? Or, what does a political commissar do?
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
My pig asked you a question. Quit spazzing out and tell him about the...
The kid doesn't get to finish the sentence. My pig asked you a question. Even like he's so used to calling police officers pigs that even though he's wants to consider himself a cop now, he's still using that term, even though it's people generally would you consider pig an insult, I would think, but anyway.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
Interesting. That old man is suddenly reanimated. He did sound a little more sprightly when he delivered that line. Scientific communism? Okay, so that means you're a trained communist, right?
He nods slowly. Then another tremor.
Point yourself, I'm also a communist, or point yourself, I'm a moralist, or I'm not really into politics myself, or say nothing. I think he's gonna hate it if I say I'm a moralist. I mean, he's already expressed contempt for the moral intern. Not really into politics myself. I mean, there are a lot of people who say that, and some would argue, well, I mean, it's not possible to be apolitical. I mean, even declaring yourself to be apolitical is arguably a political stance in itself. Anyway, I mean, I've been taking a lot of neutral options so far, so maybe I'll continue and just say I'm not really into politics myself.
You're a inert lumpen with a gun.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more. A jitter passes his lower body.
Yeah, I mean, even though I was saying that to not pick sides, the act of not picking sides probably offends him too. So I don't know. Maybe I should have said pick the moralist option. Oh well. I have another serious question for you.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
He looks at the gun lying on the ground. Legendary composure roll. Assess his body language, 28% chance. I'm sure I can bring my composure score up, but hold on a second, I need to change into my composure clothes. That's it for now, old man, stay put.
I ain't going anywhere.
I'm pretty sure I've got some clothing items which raise composure score. Logic, savoir-faire, empathy. I still don't know, what does this mean, +1 to indirect modes of taxation? Like, it's just, I'm confused, I don't know, anyway. Drama, interfacing, logic, Inland Empire, logic, electrochemistry, conceptualization, electrochemistry. Well, something's got to boost composure here. There we go. Green snakeskin shoes, +1 composure. Awesome watchtower heals. Yeah, Negative Series here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? A few clothing items you find will unlock a thought instead of giving stats? Well, good to know, I suppose. I mean, I'm gonna pick up all the clothing items anyway. That's not exactly true. There was one. That one's a minus composure. Okay, I guess that's the shoes are the only composure item I have. Oh well. I have a decidedly low chance of success with
Millions of capital.
these pits.
What do you want?
Well, 42%. So I need to get. Is that 8 or higher? Give it a shot. Yeah.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble who spent his entire life alone on an uninhabited island, he seems surprisingly fit.
Legendary failure. Yeah, and I noticed that, by the way, it said I rolled a 3 and it said critical failure. So yeah, it counts 2 because of the is it the precarious world? Yeah, it's like Diablo Graves said. It's the wording on this does not communicate properly what it does. It means both 11 and 12 is considered critical success, but also both 2 and 3 counts as critical failure. So it's as much a penalty as it is a benefit. Like, it theoretically increases your chances of success only if you had a 3% chance to begin with, but it just as soon decreases your chances of success if you are in a situation where you have a 97% chance of success. You know, like there are very few rolls where 11 isn't a success anyway, or when 3 isn't a failure anyway. You know, like. Basically, what I'm saying is like this whole precarious world thing. This is just it just throws randomness into it. It's just kind of a big who cares. Oh well. Anyway, he seems surprisingly fit for someone who spent his entire life alone. It gave me a morale hit when I failed that roll. Is there something? Yeah, I don't know. That's it. Squint at him.
He's prone to erratic hand gestures and clearly malnourished. But that's it. You can see no more by looking at his slouched frame. The moment passes, and you say...
And I say, pick up the gun, Lion's Den. Yeah, I guess I'll pick up the gun.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire.
Inspect it closer.
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangon, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
Vespertine writing? So Triangon 4.46mm, that was the make of the rifle he expressed earlier. That's, as he said, it's a Triangon made in Sinyao, or this uses jacketed ammunition 4.46, or stow the gun. Again, I have a feeling if I'd been able to find the bullet from earlier, this could have been matched with it, maybe, or at least ruled out. Alright, it's as I said, it's Triangon made in Sinyao.
This guy smoked a lot of people with this, huh?
No response from the old man. The plastic cape around his shoulders rustles in a small bout of wind.
This uses jacket ammunition, 446.
Mm-hmm.
The old man smacks his lips. Okay, stow the gun.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly.
Oh?
This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession in time.
Yeah? What have you been using this gun for?
I've used it for killing people.
Well, he just confessed. He just confessed to murder. It sounds like. Although, I mean, we would have to pin a specific killing to him, I suppose. If we were thinking of arresting him.
Here we go. A trail of blood. Even the kid can smell it.
Yeah, I mean, the state that he is in, we might be able to just get a confession out of him right now.
Killing people? Like straight offing them?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
You mean like lately? After the war?
Yeah, that is the key question, isn't it?
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
He shakes his head and smiles, his teeth rotten black.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. Okay.
I mean, again, if this is the guy who shot Lily, again, it makes me wonder if, was it ever possible to get here and, meet this guy before the bloodbath that happened? I mean, I don't know, like, there are a lot of unknowns in this because this is my first time playing it. Maybe the bloodbath would have happened later if I hadn't shown Courtnaire the pictures of Lily, of Lily's corpse. Maybe there's another way to the islet. Like, maybe I could have gotten Joyce to take me here, or I don't know, maybe there was a way to get access to the boat sooner. I don't know, there are a lot of maybes in there. It's possible this could have been used. The story is pretty linear, if you say so. I don't know, like maybe I was always supposed to find this guy after the bloodbath scene, and it's too late to and it was too late to use him as a bargaining chip to stop the Cornell folks from killing the the Hardy Boys and so on. Just how things play out is potentially very different. Oh yeah, I mean that's the impression I get anyway. Killing after hostilities ended. Okay.
Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
Yeah. Rhetoric, hand-eye coordination, and suggestion are giving me conflicting advice here. So you're saying you killed people after active fighting stopped, or did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel of the security contractor Cornell? Or, I know you want to tell me, have you killed anyone with that gun in the last week or two? Or, wait, so which one do I say then? I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards what Rhetoric is suggesting here, because it's like, yeah, don't use euphemisms. Let's be direct at this point. He's being very direct so far. These are all easy rolls too. 8, 8, 8. If one of them was like medium difficulty, that I might consider the possibility that one is as like a superior piece of advice. But yeah. Yeah, let's be as direct as possible here. Did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel of security contractor Cornell?
The who now?
He leans in and cups his ear. Yeah, he might not. If he is the shooter, he might not have even known who he shot. He just saw someone tramping around in armor and just identified him as enemy.
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
Yeah, I mean, he might actually be pleased with himself learning that it was a colonel that he killed, you know? Killing someone high up, like high-ranking officer. The corpse in ceramic armor hanging behind the whirling in rags. Did you shoot him? Or the fascist death squad who took a bullet in the mouth on the night of March 4th? Fascist death squad. Okay. His name was Laley. He was part of a security detail here in Martinez. Or a beautiful, strong man sent here by the honorable private military company colonel. Yeah, they're so honorable, right? You know who I mean. Okay, so I mean, Drama's offering a session. He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. It's dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're into it, sire. I mean, there's none of these is actually saying it again. Like, surely if I was going to follow Drama's suggestion to say it again, I should identify him as a colonel again, but eh. But I'm tempted to go with the top option here. Corpse in ceramic armor hanging behind the whirling in rags. I mean, like, we can see the whirling in rags from the sniper nest. I don't know if he was able to see the hanged corpse. Fascist death squad who took a bullet in the mouth on the night of March 4th. I don't know, does he even know what the date was? His name was Laley. He was part of a security detail here in Martinez. That's simultaneously humanizing him while also trying to downplay his role as a mercenary, like kill squad or whatever. And this is just straight up. Anyway, I'm gonna go with the corpse in ceramic armor hanging behind the whirling rags. Did you shoot him?
Oh yes, that one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
He looks up at the sky and clacks his tongue.
Did you kill him? Fucking tell this cop.
Kid puffs his chest. Hey, he used the word cop, not pig.
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol.
Spits a big one at your feet.
I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
Son of a welder? Officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime. Well, shoot. Maybe I should have referred to him as being in a death squad then. Maybe that would have enticed him to. Oh well.
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession.
Okay. Yeah, we just got a task: extract confession from the deserter. You need at least 3 examples of proof to show that you have him anyway. There's little point in his resistance. I mean, sort of was under the impression that he sort of feels like there's little point in resistance anyway, but because he's just at a point where he's waiting to die. But anyway.
The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember.
Yeah?
Something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first.
Something about the tracks? Something you can't remember. I mean, that comment about the scent of blood in the air, I'm assuming is a throwback to the comment here where, here we go, a trail of blood. Even the kid can smell it. Anyway, I don't need your cooperation. I've got this. Show him the Triangong 446. Or, we've done the ballistics. Point to the tower. The shot came from this island. Or, come on, what am I forgetting? Hit yourself on the side of the head. Or, okay, let's back off for a moment. Tell me this. ... Done the ballistics. Have we actually done the ballistics? We did determine that this was a possible shot origin. Yeah, let's start with we've done the ballistics. Point to the tower. The shot came from this island.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
The jitter passes him.
He's practically admitting to it.
Yeah.
Just one thing remains unclear. The rifle does not seem to have a scope.
Yeah. One thing, where's the scope? How did you make the shot without a scope? We have everything else. Or, you said fascies. You're admitting you killed him? I mean, calling him a fascist isn't the same thing as confessing to killing him. It's the best uninterrupted line of sight into that window in all of Martinez, or the view is perfect with a pair of binoculars I could have seen in the room. Is that is this giving us a fetch quest? We need to find binoculars and or a scope to help coerce the confession out of him. Let's go with the view is perfect with a pair of binoculars I could have seen in the room.
Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck. Radio Gosh is right. You have worms in your brain.
Another sudden twitch, then one more one in his right eye. Radio gauche. See, there's that word, gauche. I was talking about that comparison between left and right earlier. Gauche is French for left. I don't need your cooperation. I've got this. Show him the Triangong 446. Come on, what am I forgetting? Hit yourself on the side of the head. I should. I mean, I already searched everything on the island, but this is sort of. It's sort of suggesting to me that maybe I'm supposed to find a scope or find another piece of evidence, and I don't know if it. I feel like this isn't going to immediately prompt a confession from him if I choose this, but I probably need to choose the options in order for the game to give me the option to look for new things like a scope and so on. So maybe it's best if I just, maybe it's best if I go through all of these options here. I don't need your cooperation, I got this. Show him the triangle on 446.
Got nothing to say about that boomstick, huh? You joking? That's the stick that did it?
Yes, it's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistols. I've seen you prance around with those, jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Of course you got those boys killed? Referring to the Hardy Boys? Did he watch the bloodbath take place? I mean, I think I landed a pretty impressive shot on that guy. It was the only roll I succeeded in that gunfight. Plus Kim shot the other guy in the eye, so anyway.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen.
Yeah.
He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty boasting.
Yeah.
So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
We saved a lot of them. Their leader, Titus, we handled that situation. Or stop squirming. I have the murder weapon. Yeah, just go with that, I guess. Saved a lot of them. Their leader, Titus, we handled that situation.
You didn't handle anything. I watched it happen. You let those fucks rip right into them. Got that girl killed, too.
Oh, before he was using the K slur, and now he's referring to her as a girl? But, yeah, I mean, I get the definite feeling that whole thing could have been handled better. I mean, aside from all the failed rolls.
None of those people mean anything to you. The vultures feed on this city, and you prepare the meal for them.
Oof.
You're getting diverted. Push the gun. Only the gun matters.
Okay, stop squirming. I have the murder weapon.
You let them all die. Pranced around. Let your little friend be shot too. I didn't get a good look at that. Tell me, did he bleed out?
Don't talk to me about Kim or shut up. I'm calling it. I have the murder weapon. You don't need to tell him that Kim's name is Kim. I'm gonna go with shut up. I'm calling it. I have the murder weapon.
Who are you trying to prove this to, huh? Your friend? He's not here. He's dead, isn't he?
He cracks Snuggles. He's not dead. He's in the hospital. That's the. You're up and down. I've got more on you. I don't know. Rhetoric is saying I shouldn't let myself get diverted, but on the other hand, content. He's not dead. He's in the hospital. Or that's the. We're up and down. I've got more on you. He's not dead. He's in the hospital.
The world will rejoice when he dies.
Yeesh.
One fascia less.
He hisses, then glances into the reeds and twitches suddenly. Should I pick the come on, what am I forgetting, hit yourself with the side of your head option? That's just gonna make me look dumb, both to the deserter and Kuno. Is that gonna give me a morale hit if I say that? If I pick that option? Is hitting myself in the side of the head gonna actually unlock another option? I've seen dumber things occur in this game. This feels... I'm gonna go for it.
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
Is that the... Is that the significance of the Maybells? There was a red check roll tried to catch the Maybells as they were blowing away on the roof. I didn't know what the significance was. That they came back to the reference to the Maybells came back again. There was a comment about the flowers on this island here too, and I kind of wondered aloud, oh, are those Maybells? And dried Maybells in Class's roof. What did? Is that suggesting perhaps, I don't know, did the deserter place the Maybells there to act as perhaps to act as something that helps him check wind direction while he's looking through his scope? Because at that distance he would have to account for wind resistance among other things. I mean, I think like something like a flag or ribbon or something would probably do a better job, but the Maybells might be less conspicuous. Oh yes, or my head hurts now. My head hurts now.
Who cares? There were Maybells in the grass when you got here,
Yeah.
and on Clausia's balcony. Is this a coincidence? Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now they're gonna come up.
So yeah, did he sneak up there and place the Maybells there? Of course, thank you, Head, thank you. Or ow, ... I'm gonna go with ow because it's funnier.
Yes, ouch. So good it hurts. Those were not modern prints.
Is that what we determined? I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing. Or Maybells behind the victim's window. I saw them growing here. Point to them. Or we can be a little indirect and say, I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing. Did we Let's go with I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa. Some shit.
He looks at his running shoes covered in mud. Show me the soles of your shoes, please. I mean, okay.
Fucking imbecile.
Old man stretches out his leg. A black and white spiral pattern covers the sole of the worn-out running shoes on his feet. Yeah, so there was something about a spiral pattern on in the footprints, wasn't there, now that I think about it?
The maker is called Sensory. You see their V-shaped logo, but can't make out the size. These are not the unusual horizontal patterned soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
Drama roll? Wait, maybe it's simpler than that? Okay, this is, yeah, 97% chance. So this is one where getting an 11 or 12 is irrelevant, but having it possible to fail for a 2 or a 3 is relevant. Like this is a case where the precarious world actually works against me. You know? I'm almost tempted to forget this one just for that. Although, I don't know. As long as I don't roll a 2 or a 3, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
Yeah. They do, however, seem to be of the same size. Okay. People change shoes. It doesn't mean you weren't there near the room the victim died in, sneaking around.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
He squints at you, black pearls gleaming with hatred.
The kid gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering, looking for something. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. You've almost got him. Just the last little push.
Okay, now I'll bring in the Maybells. Maybells, behind the victim's window. I saw them growing here. Point to them.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He looks at the blossoming field.
He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
I haven't seen these flowers anywhere else in Martinez, only here. Or a young woman called Clausia. Ring any bells? Flowers like these were behind her window. I was going to say he probably wouldn't know her name, but then again, maybe he's the one that stole her passport, for all we know. We don't actually know who took the passport. It could be, she could have taken it herself and lied about it, who knows. I haven't seen these flowers anywhere else in Martinez, only here.
They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood.
Oof.
Resurrection was snow white in May before they ruined it.
He looks to the water.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
Bet you've been sneaking around a lot, hidden. Know any secret paths? Kuno knows paths.
The kid sounds agitated.
I may.
A curious tremor passes his face. Anyway, a young woman called Clausia. Ring any bells? Flowers like these were behind her window.
Clausia.
You know her, right? She had intimate relations with the victim, the mercenary.
With the victim.
He turns his sight from the whitening field of flowers and falls silent. Then the muscles in his jaw twitch, a spasm. He might not, I don't know, he might not take well to the colonel being referred to as a victim. I don't know.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. A crooked smile. Yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst.
Yeah?
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
He suddenly jerks to life. He was a rapist. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, or he was a killer, but he was still under the protection of the law, or he was a soldier too. He was a man. Oh, another moral choice moment. Rapist, not saying he didn't deserve it, or he was a killer, but he was still under the protection of the law, or he was a soldier too, he was a man. I mean, if we're trying to coax a confession out of him, what's most likely to get the words out of him? I mean, he sort of sounds like he's on the brink of confessing anyway. I mean, he did say, or at least he indicated, that he continued killing after the war finished. Um, Coalition trained murder, armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer dripping with blood. I guess I'm kind of leaning towards he was a killer, but he was still under the protection of the law. Sort of make our role here clear. I mean, the bloodbath has already passed. What else is there for us to do here aside from bring this guy in? I sort of half wonder if I don't know, like. I sort of have wondered, like, if there's a way to get to this island before bloodbath occurs, if there's a way to coax the confession out of him ahead of time, and like it gives you like a moral choice kind of thing of like, do you turn him over to the Colonel or do you try to like, take him into police custody? I mean, that's kind of past now. I mean, unless DePaul is still out there. We didn't find out what happened to DePaul. Anyway, Soldier 2, he was a Nan. I'm going to go with he was a killer, but he was still under the protection of the law. Let's go with that.
Beating us to the ground, moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner.
He breathes in with strange animation. Yeah, maybe I should have killed one sooner. That's, borderline confession there. He didn't specifically say he killed the guy.
Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
Looks you dead in the eye, pupils shaking. He breathes through flared nostrils.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Yeah. So rhetoric, I have the option of saying, so you killed him, or so you shot him. Rhetoric is saying we should say shot him instead of killed him. I'm not quite clear on why. I mean, like, the deserter used the language, he said, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Like, he's using the language of I should have killed one. Yeah, okay. Should I follow Rhetoric's advice here? Like if it wasn't for Rhetoric's advice here, I would have gone with so you killed him, because he said maybe I should have killed one sooner, like mirror his language back at him. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna go with so you shot him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
He closes his black eyes. You can almost see him squeeze a tear out of his eye. His fists begin to tremble from the anger. Just nod, or hold your breath, or how did you ... I mean, it says he closes his eyes, so he's not going to see if I nod. Maybe I do want to pick the just hold your breath, just the silent option. See if he, because he still hasn't directly said that he shot him.
I had them in my sights, both of them, him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth.
He begins to smile. Well, there you go.
I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
The smile quivers. Excuse me. And then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own.
Okay. So much for my notion that maybe he put the Maybells there just to, for like, I don't know, wind direction detection purposes. I guess he must have put them there afterward then. That would have looked a little sus from Classia's perspective. She gets up one morning and where did these flowers come from? It also implies that this deserter guy, snuck into the kitchen without anyone seeing him. Anyway.
And so they did.
Another 70 experience. I already got a 70 experience thing earlier on in this conversation. I got 2 levels up here. Well, got three points to spend now. Anyway, task complete. Extract confession from the deserter. Well, there he's saying that the fascists would come to avenge their own. I mean,
Fucking hell.
kid looks at him for 1, maybe 2 seconds, breathing heavy with excitement. Boom, got you. Me, the most boring cop on earth. Or, I just effing nailed you, super cop of Jamrock. Or, just nailed you, me, effing me, this sorry cop. Or, you understand you're confessing to murder to a police officer? So, this is where I embrace what particular capo type I've been following. I can be the boring cop or the super cop, or superstar cop, sorry. Some kind of superstar. Or the sorry cop, that's rigorous self-critique. I didn't take the boring cop route. Wasn't there, where is it? Yeah, regular law official. It's the normal cop route. Or I can just be neutral and not pick a cop type. Does it make a difference really which one I choose? I mean, it's sort of I sort of feel like one of these I choose is basically just set dressing unless I commit to the bit and go all the way one route. That would be my guess. I mean, it sort of feels like the kind of game where I have to commit all the way one way, or I get a more mediocre ending. And maybe I'm doing myself to a mediocre game by picking the boring options, but I think I might just pick the boring option anyway. Save these for a future run. Do you understand you're confessing to murder to a police officer?
Yes.
A single word is all he gives.
A motive. A real cop gets a motive now.
Wait, motive? Why? I mean, he sort of expressed that he has it in for whoever he perceives as soldiers of the bourgeoisie or whatever. Wait, motive? Why? Or yeah, just go. Wait, motive? Why?
He could say he was taking the fall for someone. It's useless in court without a motive. Go be a cop now. Don't mess it up.
Ah, fair enough. I mean, I did suggest earlier it may have been one of the Cornell folks, but I couldn't figure out a motive. But anyway.
Coax it out of him. He's still warm. They were fucking.
One more thing. A Columbo moment. One more thing. Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
He cocks his head to the side, then turns his eyes to the city. Another tremor passes his right side, lower in intensity.
You always creeping on people through your scope like that?
The kid squints his eyes.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It doesn't have a scope on it, though. I don't know, maybe he stashed it somewhere. I don't know.
Helps him see all the shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't like what you see,
If it's part of the shit you see.
then you pull the trigger.
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
He looks the kid in the eye.
He will not stop now. These dialectical materialist types never do. Exploit it.
Well, I've got 3 points to spend, and we've got the killer here. Maybe it's worth spending a point in composure. I still got the composure shoes on, right? Yeah. It's probably worth spending a level in composure to re-roll this. Composure. Level up. Go! It's up to level 7 now. Yeah, like this feels like it's worth trying again. 58% chance. I believe that means I need a 7 or higher. Here we go. Oh. Do I have to back out of the conversation and then go into it again? Ugh. It's not reacting when I click. I kind of feel like that assessing his body language might help me out here. I mean, dialogue options which are protected behind roles like this feel like they have more significance. Yeah, let's go with this. What specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder?
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that.
He looks at the charred wood. So you were jealous, or okay then? Is it jealousy, or is it just, I don't know. So you were jealous?
Jealousy is a reactionary concept.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore.
Yeah, I had a feeling he's going to see jealousy that way. I didn't really think that jealousy was the motive. I mean, as he's expressed, he's someone who just has no joy in life whatsoever. He's just, eaten away by guilt and feeling like his ideology is all he has left. And he resents everyone who tried to move on after the war. and just get back to enjoying their lives. So that's it, eh? He just didn't like seeing people enjoying themselves. Okay.
And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing.
The voice actor gave a different line. It says here, and I wanted her to see his head explode. Not he just said I wanted to see his head explode. Anyway. If one more second writhing.
That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
He shrugs.
This man has seen past her, like you did.
How long had you been watching her, or did you have feelings for that woman? I don't know about that. I don't know about going after the jealousy angle. Let's just go with how long have you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have a skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
So he's spotted her hiding her passport then. What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
Yeah, that word there is an old-timey word for a cigarette. Up in the ruins there. So he was in the Fell building? Anyway, what do you think she hid there?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers.
Hmm.
And from there to Cachet Brut.
Hmm. So, I mean, the fact that he knows the contents of the buoy suggests that he was the one that took it, or at least that he inspected it. Did he take them, or did he inspect it and leave them there, and then she took it? I mean, she did run off, but if he took her passport and tickets out of there, it's possible that he stranded her. Although, I mean, yeah, I don't know. This is the hidden buoy she told us about. You looked into it.
After she was gone.
He nods. Did you keep the materials? When I found the submersible, it was empty.
No. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I'd put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
Okay, so that suggests that she is the one that took them then.
This implies that he's thought about extorting her.
He did consider it then, I guess, yeah. Are you sure? I checked the submersible, there was nothing there. Or moving on, did you continue watching after that? I'm gonna go with it. I checked the submersible, there was nothing there.
Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers.
He looks to the reeds confused.
A strange confusion comes over him from time to time. Some kind of aberration of the nervous system.
Yeah, like I said, he might have some neurological issue going on. Keeps mentioning twitches and tremors, and it said that one side of him is more affected than the other. Anyway, moving on. Did you continue watching her after this?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating.
He almost smiles. Well, I mean, it sounds like he's taken a lot of good, long, hard looks at her.
I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revachals, the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
A spook on the run. I mean, she didn't specify who her employer was, but there was implying that she was doing some secret, like maybe spy stuff, maybe whether it's corporate espionage or what. We don't really know the details. There's the capital noun. Anyway.
The bruises. Can you make that out in a scope?
Yeah, I wonder about that. Like, talking about birthmarks on her face and bruises on her body, like, can you make those out through a scope from a kilometer away? Maybe we should reconsider that jealousy angle. Was he, like, if he did go up the stairs behind the room, maybe he's the one that was watching them through the peephole. Anyway, and the bruises, you could see her bruises through the scope of a rifle.
You can't see that through a scope. It's just a blur there.
He shakes his silver grey head. Reaction speed. How does he know those minute details about her body? 83% chance roll. It's a reaction speed thing. Do I have any clothing items that boost reaction speed? I think I'm just gonna go for it. 83% is pretty high. I think even if I roll a 4, is this one that requires 5 or higher? I'm gonna go for it.
He
Darn
must
it.
have climbed to
4.
the roof, maybe.
I should have expected that. I rolled a 4. Of course I rolled a 4. These dice have their favorites, I tell ya. Like, just in this one session, I've rolled 2 4s, you know? Like, I'm rolling a lot of 4s. Yeah. Diablo Graves indicated that that my low rolls are almost balanced out by the whole high rolls, like overall. But I mean, it's still statistically unlikely number of 4s, but like the overall average isn't super low. Okay. How did you get close enough to see the bruises, Mr. Tross? Or, you climbed, right? You climbed behind her window, like the crab man! Or, how good are those effing eyes of yours? You use binoculars? Reaction speed failed roll. Yeah, I was short by 1. I needed a 5 or higher. Oh, this is dumb, okay. I was gonna say, like, didn't we just already just establish that, like, he could have gotten in there through the secret passage, you know, whatever. Anyway, how did you get close enough to see the bruises, Mr. Dross?
I have my ways.
A cracked smile appears on his dried white lips.
You've been through some secret route shit, huh? Inside the wailing in rags, creeping around.
I mean, the the roll had a bonus for the fact that I found the secret passageway, but whatever.
I've been through all of Martinez, every nook and cranny.
Thank God the kid is picking it up.
Yeah, you just kind of really dropped the ball there, reaction speed.
Yeah, with that one too, right? Secret whale and shit.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works.
He shakes his head almost in awe.
You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
Keeps shaking his head. What you're saying class is pretty freaky, huh? This comment about funny the way light works, suggesting that he wasn't just looking at the people, he just went right out their window, outside of their window, and they didn't see him because it was dark out while it was light in there, or something like that. Like, was he straight up watching them from the balcony? Anyway.
Those two took the cake.
Yeah, the lightning gets shit going. Speed freaks fucking in the bushes.
He must know his way around a creaky floorboard and a rusty hinge on a door.
Creaky floorboard and rusty hinge on door. Yeah, I mean, I guess to sneak in and out, he probably made a note of where the creaky spots were. How'd you get in there, the hidden pinball workshop?
I can just walk in there now after a good wash.
Yeah.
I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
So yeah, he just straight up walked right in there. And the door, the steel door in the kitchen, how do you open that? I mean, we were able to open it. We found the key. The key was hanging out the window of the like the Hardy Boys place.
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
He points toward the whirling in rags.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union Box window.
Yeah, so in conclusion, it wasn't about him, it was about her. I mean, I'm gonna go with, did you have feelings for that woman?
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
He sighs. There's nothing to hold on to, only this, it's not enough? What does he mean by that? I mean, as a response to the question, did you have feelings for her?
The coals of his eyes glistened suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
He looks to the city. So, I mean, that sort of hints that there was some jealousy, or at least maybe he resents that those years are behind him, when he might have been able to do those things with a woman. I mean, he said that he was enlisted since like age 15, and then he was on the run ever since. So like, he basically spent all his adult years in hiding. So, you know, getting to be intimate with a woman is probably something that's just, from his perspective, is just something that other people do. Anyway, I'm thinking I had something there. It's weakness. I know there have been others, or was that why you left the dried flowers behind your window? Or one more thing about this one. Like, I'm kind of curious to know if there have been others, but also, yeah, let's keep going with the Mayflower angle. Was that why you left the dried flowers behind her window?
No.
He starts to shake his head again, a sunflower on a withered stalk. Why then?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of our room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
Like she does sometimes. And when was this?
The day after I killed him.
And you brought her Maybells.
Yes. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
He looks at the charred logs. You wanted to console her? Or you wanted to manipulate her? Or say nothing? I mean, from context, I'm leaning towards the you want to console her option rather than the neutral say nothing option. Let's go with you want to console her.
Maybe. I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you.
He lowers his head and just stares at the logs.
A sudden pang of rage.
Yeah?
If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
He wipes his eye. So in conclusion, it wasn't about him, it was about her.
Her.
He repeats, staring at the ashes, then the reeds. There's a twitch in the corner of his eye.
It was about bitches.
Thanks, Kuno. The boy nods grimly.
There, motive, detective. We have it.
Alright. That's that objective done. I'm back to having 3 skill points to spend. Okay, well.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days.
And the old man looks at you. She got away. We don't know where she is, or she got away, but she let us here first. She figured out someone was watching her from the Seafort, or we arrested her, lie, or I am not at liberty to say. Do we want to give this guy information? Again, I sort of feel like it sort of feels like he's dying. He's on his way out. Like there isn't much more for his story to play out here, you know? It sort of feels like it doesn't do any harm to like give him the information. So you can give him the. This one has the most information conveyed. She got away, but she let us here first. She figured out someone was watching her from the Seafort. I can say we arrested her just to add to heap some more heap some more guilt on him, or maybe get some more rage out of him if he's still has feelings for her. I don't know, the way his mind is all twisted. Maybe he might take the. She figured someone was watching her. Try to twist that into some I don't know. To twist into some kind of weird romantic direction or something. Anyway, I don't know. I'm going to say she got away, but she let us hear first. She figured out someone was watching her from the seafort.
Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week at the island, like she knew.
Yeah, he looks to the city and nods.
She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me. It doesn't matter.
He adds to no one in particular.
Across the water, on a dilapidated jetty in a nameless village, made of grey cinder block houses with Eternite roofs, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea.
Dilapidated jetty in a nameless village, maybe. Two police officers, 1 special consultant. So I'm guessing these are the 3 officers that we originally arrived here with. Before all this began. The ones that Ruby alluded to. I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going to follow that red ribbon that points over here. Is this going to be the end of the game? I was considering just ending the stream at the end of this conversation, but if this is like the end of the game, maybe I should push on. You still there, Zero? Am I? Do you think it's worth pushing on, or I don't know. Anyway,
He's there, doing what exactly, I don't know. Satellite Officer Vicmere points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him.
Okay, so blonde wig guy is aware that we're here on the islet. Maybe 2 events still to get? Okay, fair enough. Maybe I will just end the stream at the end of this conversation then.
Special Consultant Heidelstein is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. I know this interesting little place. Where? His voice trails off as the 3 walk down the jetty.
Interesting that the esprit de corps, these esprit de corps checks require a value of 11. If I wasn't wearing the commander's jacket, I would not be able to detect this. I mean, maybe I'll detect this one, but not this one. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just another hint of how things play it differently. Like if I we'll see the boat when he comes. So they, I mean, they know we're here and they're waiting for us. If I esprit de corps roll wasn't that high, I theoretically would not know they're still waiting for it. Anyway, moving on.
As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification like a rotten tooth rising out of the water. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
Yeah? Good luck, Harry. She thinks you need something good for this. So we're reading her mind now? Well, I mean, it's an empathy check, so, okay.
We can totally get more out of him. He's squealing.
Will it let me click this now, or do I have to back out of the conversation to do it? There you go.
What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition is precisely what you could not see before. For a man who spent 44 years hidden in the urban wild.
I mean, yeah. He is surprisingly okay. I mean, yeah.
Indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice, despite the cough, is there. It is capable of expressing complicated ideas. Above all, he seems animated.
Animated by what?
It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads, as he just stares at the logs or the reeds. He also suffers mood swings, bubbling to the surface, unconstrained by his nervous system.
Dementia?
You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, they are lucid, keen even, not senile.
Mr. Dross, are you okay? How is your memory? Initial examination. It's an interesting way to ask that.
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by insane people.
Waves his hand chasing something that's not there.
There it is again. Erratic hand motions, bouts of rage, and the stomach thing too, of course.
Okay, well, been looking at anything else you haven't liked?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
He shakes to life.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back. The familiar put, put, put of hatred.
I would have spelt putt with 2 T's to make it more of a putt sound. This looks like put. Anyway. More specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
He shakes his head in grave disgust. How come?
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries.
He points inland. Well, I mean, Mr. Deserter used a racial slur for black people earlier, so, I don't know. Anyway.
Pump full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Farce of a Social Democrat, indeed. Mr. Clare. Would you even know who Everett Clare is?
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
Says, referring to the blown up statue. Anything more, or let him finish, do not interrupt? Yeah, let him finish, do not interrupt.
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. Intense, like animals, like those boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
He keeps shaking his head with sorrow over the sight he missed. He points to the church. I guess he's not a fan of the whole dance hall idea. Yeah, it sounds like there are a lot of people he doesn't like. Is that all?
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht,
Of course.
licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no.
Actually, no?
The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too.
Yeah, okay. So maybe he wouldn't get along with Renee after all. Presuming he's referring to Renee here. Old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day.
Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Koyamoran, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
I'm gonna say nothing.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt Frisell is now dead.
Now, I have some questions about this. Or I can just nod. I have some questions about this, I guess. More content.
We did good when we pushed him under the horse car. Until, in the 30s, those disco whores.
He breathes in his breath heavy with hatred. You cannot make out a single word.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter.
Well, darn. Maybe I shouldn't have put on those disco shoes. Oh well.
There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency people. Might be worth investigating.
We got a whole... Just as I thought we were drawing to the end of this conversation, we've got a whole slew of new conversation options. Gosh darn it. Okay, I'm just gonna go use the washroom. I'll be right back. And I'm back again. Alright, okay, so Mr. Yosef, Mr. Deserter, really does hate everybody, I guess. I mean, I was thinking maybe he would at least like, Renee, since he's also an old soldier who fought in the same war, but guess not. Okay, disco whores, or there was something about the statue in the roundabout and syphilis? I mean, that was... We already learned about that from looking at the statue earlier. Much earlier. Mentioned the Union is social democratic. And Mr. Clare a farce of a social democrat? Or by the cock parading in his colored uniform, you mean Renee? Or I'm glad we talked about this. Now, ... But yeah, Mr. Clare, a farce of a social democrat. I mean, yeah, he certainly likes to talk about himself as a social democrat, socialist, man of the people, so on. Every worker, member of the board, yada yada yada. But he's perfectly content to, throw his own people under the bus. Worse than just throw them under the bus. He's letting them get gunned down in a firefight so he can solidify his own power. He's, as much as he claims to be a man of the people, he's still in it for himself. And who cares about anyone else, even the people who help him? Anyway. Yeah, let's start with asking about Renee. They cock parading in his colorful uniform, I mean Renee?
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June.
He did it for 34 years. So 10 years. He started doing it every morning since 10 years after the war ended. He really did that every single day. I mean, he could be exaggerating, but grinds his teeth in rage. Okay.
Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot's plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A petank maniac race traitor.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the sort of, when you first see him, you see it these two old men, tossing balls into the pit to, you see them hitting against each other. It sort of feels like an old men's kind of game. The fact that they were even doing it 34 years ago when they weren't old, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna move on. Just not, or now I don't know about ... or whoa, let's back off before you get too agitated. I'm just... Petanque maniac race trader. Traitor to his race. I mean, I'm a little confused about this guy's ideology. He condemned people who are racist, but then he uses phrase like race traitor, which is just implies a racist mindset in itself. I don't know. I'm just gonna just nod and let him continue, I guess.
I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him personally, his make and model. There were tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the liberals came to their rescue. We missed one.
Points to his black eye. The thousands, I thought that we took them all out before the liberals came to the rescue in this one. Oh, okay. You know, it's been a while since we talked to Rene. I was under the impression that maybe Rene was on the side of the revolutionaries. Maybe I was mistaken about that detail. Okay, so I guess maybe Rene was yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna move on.
That one.
With his shaky finger, he points to the city toward the crater near the plaza where a lonely pine tree stands. Could this be suggesting that Joseph killed Rene? I mean, we did kind of we got up one morning and his buddy was saying Rene's dead. Or, well, he said he's gone. Anyway.
Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off. Please, Mr. Dross, shoot me.
He grins, stretches across his face, and he whispers, eh.
He whispers with such predatory hunger, it borders on longing.
You'd like to kill him? Or let's definitely back off now, calm down. It's giving me lots of options to tell him to back off now. Is he about to like have a heart attack and die or something if I don't tell him to back off? Anyway, you'd like to kill him?
Not yet.
Oh.
I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bonbon melt in my mouth.
Smile lingers, okay. He says not yet. Okay, so maybe he didn't kill him. Maybe he doesn't even know that he's dead.
Sometimes Kuno likes to look at the backy before he does it. Just look at that fat backy.
Is Kuno talking about literal bonbons? Excuse me.
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Rene. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel.
He lets out a wistful sigh.
Better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one. For him.
Oh yeah?
Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
The lines on his face straighten as he looks inland. Rene's dead. He died of old age a couple of days ago. Or bad arthritis. Yes, he's not playing this week. Lie. Or anyway, tell me about something else, Mr. Dross. Like, I have the option of letting him know that Rene died, or just brushing it off and not telling him anything. I'm kind of just leaning towards picking the truthful options, really.
No.
Say yes, or just kidding. Well, shoot. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, maybe I should have brushed that off and said that Rene is still alive. Because Mr. Deserter just said that he keeps one bullet just so he can shoot Rene, and that's the only thing that's stopping him from killing himself. Also, the music just stopped. Oh, that's ominous. Well, shoot. Does this mean Joseph is about to shoot himself? with his last remaining bullet. He said he kept it hidden away. Where does he keep it hidden? Maybe it's not too late to say, just kidding. Well, shoot, I don't know. This might go terribly badly now that they think about it. I'm gonna say yes, though.
I waited too long. I waited too long, and now he's dead?
The old communard looks at you, his blackberry eyes shaking in disbelief. You cared about him? Well, cared about him. He just said he wanted to be the one to kill him. Cared about him, question mark, or I'm sorry, or are you okay, Mr. Dross, to go on? You can choose the sorry option to be the sorry cop. I feel weird about, I mean, okay, like, you cared about him, but it seems dumb. He just expressed how much he hated him. I mean, I feel dumb for being under the impression that he and Renee were on the same side. But it's like, oops, I guess they were on, they're old men on opposite sides of the war. But, yeah, seems silly to say you cared about him. The I'm sorry option feels like a weird thing to say to a guy who is just who's just frothing with hatred for him a moment ago, and it's like, yeah, sorry you didn't get to kill another person. So I think I'm gonna go with, are you okay, Mr. Dross, to go on?
You think I haven't seen people die? It's all I've seen them do. Fuck and die. All the other plans we had. To love. To colonize the Pale. It's all fucked.
He's not okay. This is just another black day in a row of black days. Something strange is keeping him together, making him endure.
Disco horrors, or something about the statue in the roundabout and syphilis. Mentioned that Union is social democratic, Mr. Clare, a farce of social democrat. Okay, we're gonna go through all these. What are his thoughts about the statue in the roundabout and syphilis?
Frizzell the First. Philip the Second. What's the difference? Syphilitic murderers the lot. I don't want to think about those things anymore. I'm tired of all of it.
The flame of anger dulls in him. He tires of it. All of it.
You mentioned the Union is social democratic and Mr. Clare is a farce of a social democrat?
I don't want to talk about goddamn social democrats. Traitors is all they are. Brain dead.
He waved his arm, agitated and despondent at the same time. Once again, the music has stopped. Did learning that René is dead just take life out of him here? Now he's saying he doesn't want to talk about things anymore? I kind of wondered, are these dialogue options different because I chose that option first?
Renee still presses on his mind.
Yeah, there you go. Disco ... whores?
I don't even care about those whores anymore. Get it over with. Take me in.
He stares despondently into the reeds. Okay. Yeah, music is still stopped. I think choosing to let him know that René is dead may have had more significant impact than I thought. Okay, I'm glad we talked about this now.
Glad we talked about what?
Another erratic gesture. He's trembling. I want to ask about the people you don't like. Okay, right now I can arrest him for murder. I sort of feel like, oh, I can't save in the middle of a conversation, I guess. I kind of wanted to save it first before doing that final moment of arrest. And I'm over 3 hours into the streams, and I did indicate that I'd probably best to wrap the stream at the end of this conversation. So I think I'm going to say that's it for now, old man, stay put. So I can save game. And yeah, wrap up the stream. We'll find out whatever actual denouement there is in the next time. I mean, negative zero indicated there's still 2 events to get to. I'm not sure how long of events we're talking about here. It does sort of indicate there will still be enough to fill a whole stream. So yeah, fair enough. I'm taking a peek to see is anything worth rating. Everyone is playing Pal World these days. You're just missing Afro-Zero playing Pal World. Yeah. All these things come in waves. I was watching Second Wind, Yahtzee's new company, the group that spun off of The Escapist after they made a fatal blunder and fired their best workers. Actually, it actually looks like a really neat game. It sort of combines survival crafting mechanics with like Pokemon style capturing creatures and making them fight and stuff. Yeah, probably a bit less than Mr. Dro's, but non-insignificant. One of course being the ending. Yeah, fair enough. So there'll probably still be enough content to fill a stream next time. Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, yeah, all right. Funny thing, yeah, like when I posted the notification, I put the comment, maybe we can actually solve this murder mystery now. I sort of regretted putting that as soon as I typed it, because I was like, should I really promise that when I don't even, I have no idea how close to the end I am, and it's looking like there might be a lot more than I thought. But yeah, it turned out actually I did solve the murder mystery. We found out who carried out the murder. This is the guy that shot Lily. He straight up confessed to it. How about that? So yeah, there's just some denouement left, I guess. Got some bit of lore, finding out what had been going on back then, and the life of the guy who did it. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what else to say about that. But thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, until next time.